The morning sky hung low and gray over Seattle, spilling a misty drizzle over the narrow suburban street. The sleek black Mercedes Maybach rolled to a gentle stop in front of a modest two-story house with peeling white paint and a tired little porch swing that creaked in the wind. Inside the car sat Ethan Ward, a name once whispered through corporate halls and glossy magazines. The man who turned debt into empires. But today, the man who had everything looked like someone carrying a weight that money couldn't fix. His reflection in the tinted glass seemed older, lonelier, emptier. He stepped out, the soft rain darkening his expensive coat. He looked around. This quiet street hadn't changed. 5 years ago, he left it behind after signing divorce papers without saying goodbye. Back then, he told himself it was for the best, that Emily would be better off without his chaos. But the image his sister had shown him last week wouldn't leave his mind. Emily, working in a diner, smiling weakly behind the counter, the woman he'd once promised the world to, now waiting tables. Ethan hesitated at the door. His hand hovered over the bell for a long time before he finally pressed it. A few seconds later, the door opened, and there she was, Emily Ward. Her hair was tied in a messy bun, her apron dusted with flour, and her eyes, the same eyes he once memorized, now guarded. "Ethan?" she whispered, disbelief cutting through the tension. "Hey, Em." His voice was soft, fragile. "You look just like I remembered." Her lips parted, but words didn't come. Then anger flickered across her face. "What are you doing here?" "You disappeared for 5 years, Ethan. You didn't call. You didn't write." He swallowed hard. "I just wanted to see you." "You wanted to see me?" she repeated bitterly. "After 5 years?" "I made mistakes," he said quietly. "I thought leaving would make things easier for you. For both of us." Emily crossed her arms, her tone cold but trembling. "You thought wrong." A long silence filled the doorway. Rain trickled down the railing like slow tears. Finally, she turned around, muttering, "You might as well come in before the neighbors start talking." Ethan followed her inside, unsure if he had just reopened an old wound or walked toward a second chance. The living room was small but warm. Handmade curtains, soft lighting, a faint scent of cookies. Ethan noticed something immediately. Life. It wasn't rich or glamorous, but it felt real. Emily set a mug of coffee in front of him without a word. Her fingers brushed the edge of the table as she sat opposite, keeping her distance like he was a stranger. "You look happy here," he said. "I look busy," she replied flatly. He smiled faintly. "You always said being busy kept you sane." She didn't smile back. "Why are you really here, Ethan?" "Nostalgia? Guilt?" He sighed. "I thought maybe we could talk. Maybe I could fix what I broke." Before she could answer, his eyes caught something on the mantel, a photo frame. Emily smiling, holding a little boy in her lap. A boy with messy brown hair and gray eyes. Ethan's eyes. "Who's that?" he asked softly. Emily's hand froze around her cup. "That's Ryan." He blinked, confused. "He's beautiful." "How old is he?" "5, she said, almost in a whisper. The math hit him like a storm. 5. His voice dropped to a whisper. "He's mine, isn't he?" She didn't look at him. "You were gone. I didn't know how to reach you. You changed your number, your address, everything." Ethan leaned forward, his heart pounding. "Emily, you could have told me." Her voice cracked. "Told you what?" "That I was raising a child while you were on magazine covers, toasting billionaires. You didn't want this life, Ethan. You said so yourself the night you left." He shut his eyes, guilt flooding every corner of his chest. "I thought I was doing the right thing. Giving you peace, giving myself space to become someone worth loving again." She laughed bitterly, tears welling in her eyes. "You can't buy redemption with distance." Silence fell heavy again, until Ethan reached into his coat pocket. Slowly, he pulled out a small worn teddy bear with a faded blue bow. Emily froze. "You remember this?" he said softly. "You bought it the week you found out you were pregnant the first time. I kept it all these years." Her lips parted and the tears she'd held back spilled freely. "You kept it?" He nodded. "Because even when everything fell apart, I couldn't let go of you." That one gesture broke through the wall she'd built for 5 years. Her silence, her anger, all of it cracked in that single moment of truth. The clock ticked softly as the rain outside faded into a quiet drizzle. The air between them was thick, electric with unspoken words. From the hallway, a small voice called, "Mommy?" Emily turned, startled. A little boy peeked from behind the doorframe, clutching a toy car. His eyes, Ethan's eyes, studied the stranger sitting in the living room. "Ryan," she whispered, "go back to your room, honey." But Ethan rose to his knees, smiling gently. "Hey, buddy. I'm Ethan." The boy tilted his head curiously. "You look like me." Emily's breath hitched, her tears threatening again. Ethan knelt to the boy's level, fighting to keep his voice steady. "Yeah, maybe I do." Ryan looked up at his mother, then back at him. "Are you Mommy's friend?" Ethan hesitated. His throat felt tight. "I'm someone who cares about your mom very much." The child nodded, innocent and curious, before running back to his room. The silence that followed was deafening. Emily wiped her eyes. "He deserves to know the truth one day." Ethan's voice cracked. "I want him to. I want to be part of his life, if you'll let me." She looked away, torn between love and pain. "You left when I needed you most." "I know," he whispered. "But I came back because I finally understand what I lost. Money built my empire, Emily, but it destroyed my heart. And you were the only thing real." He walked to the window and gestured toward his driver. A moment later, the man brought in a small wooden box. Ethan set it on the table and opened it. Inside were documents, a letter, and a simple silver bracelet engraved with the name Ryan. "It's a trust fund," he said. "Enough for his future. College life, anything he dreams of. I don't want to buy forgiveness, I just want a chance." Emily's hands trembled as she touched the bracelet. Her tears fell freely now. "You broke me once, Ethan. Don't do it again." He stepped closer, gently taking her hand. "Never again." She looked into his eyes, and for the first time in 5 years, she didn't see the millionaire who left her. She saw the man who once loved her enough to keep a worn-out teddy bear. Outside, the rain stopped. Inside that little home, forgiveness began. Quietly, like sunlight breaking through clouds.